Hi there. Today, I want to talk about red flags in relationships. It is pouring outside today. I'm hoping that the power doesn't go out. Now, who knows what red flags are? If you don't know what red flags are, the definition of a red flag is something that indicates or draws attention to a problem, danger, or irregularity. So let me ask you a couple of questions. Have you ever held on to a relationship and no matter how hard you tried, for whatever reason, it just didn't work? And looking back, were there warning signs or red flags in the beginning that you chose to ignore? In relationships, a red flag can signal differences in compatibility. Sometimes we miss vital warning signs because we don't know what to watch for, or maybe we're desperate for meaningful connections, or perhaps down the line we assumed things would improve and then they didn't. When red flags are ignored, you may feel frustrated or resentful, which can ultimately lead to painful breakups or ghosting situations. However, there is a silver lining. Once you've moved on from red flag relationships, there are valuable lessons and you can grow from your experience. So, let's talk about the importance of spotting compatibility during the first encounters with the person you just met. I want you to pay attention to the communication style. When you meet someone, do they actively listen or do they dominate the conversation with self-promotion about their achievements, status, or travels, or come across as pretentious? Or do they continue to tell you how busy they are? Are they genuinely interested in getting to know you by asking questions, or not so much? Is the conversation balanced with equal airtime for both of you? For me personally, I know that when I initially meet someone, I try to take an interest in getting to know them by asking questions, listening to the answers, and asking follow-up questions. In my experience, I have noticed that many times there's little reciprocation, even from people I've known for years. This pattern signals to me that they may not have a genuine desire to connect with me on a deeper level, and it becomes apparent that our relationship is likely to remain superficial, and this is where acceptance comes in. You can still remain friendly, just don't expect something that's not there. Over time, I've learned not to invest a lot of energy in those types of individuals and direct my focus toward those who have a genuine interest in mutual connection. The good thing is, if you can notice red flags sooner than later, you get to choose whether you want to pursue something further or learn from the experience and move on. Now, when meeting new people, the first few encounters are critical. A balanced and reciprocal conversational flow that feels effortless, where you lose track of time, is magical and indicates compatibility. On the other hand, if conversations are draining or feel like a struggle where you're eagerly anticipating the end, this could signal a mismatch. Paying close attention to the flow of the conversation may enable you to spot compatibility or incompatibility right from the get-go, and you can decide whether you'd like to stay in touch or not so much. That said, I do believe some people are shy, so it's important to give people time to feel comfortable and reveal their true personalities. After you've had the chance to get to know them better, it becomes easier to spot any potential red flags. So today, I'm going to share 12 things that you may consider red flags, and some of these I mentioned earlier. Number 1, they talk about themselves nonstop and never ask about you, or maybe they're overly curious about your life and secretive about theirs. Number 2, they use the words "I hate" multiple times. Number 3, they gossip and are critical of others, finding fault in everyone. Number 4, they tell outlandish stories. Number 5, they keep one-upping you when you share. Number 6, they constantly glance at their phone. Number 7, they rarely smile. Can you say Debbie Downer? Number 8, they keep saying, "I'm so busy." Number 9, they're overly flattering. Number 10, they complain nonstop. Number 11, they're excessively opinionated. And number 12, they push boundaries by asking inappropriate or uncomfortable questions. And you can download this helpful checklist at focusyourtime.com/red flags. I just want to say that when we're building connections, it's crucial to remember that when we use the term red flags, it doesn't indicate that someone is a bad person. There just may be differences in values and personalities. Remember, we're all unique and not every connection is going to be harmonious. There's no need to cast judgments. Just know that it's perfectly acceptable to seek connections that better align with your own values, desires, and personality. Not everyone is the perfect fit, and that's okay. Again, it's about recognizing potential challenges, not passing judgment on someone else's character. Perhaps after a few encounters, it might be helpful to ask yourself some honest questions, like, do our values align? Does this person have time for new connections, or will they make time? Do our interests match? Is there mutual respect? Are our communication styles compatible? These questions help you gauge compatibility early on. Remember, it's up to you to choose what you're willing to tolerate in relationships and if it's worth continuing. Ignoring red flags means that you're choosing to accept certain dynamics. Expecting others to change doesn't work. So you either have to accept it and possibly be less available for future meetings, or you may choose to walk away before these relationships have a chance to grow. Sometimes being alone is better than suffering through something that doesn't feel right. Relationships must be built on a solid foundation of compatibility and respect, earlier rather than later. And you do have the choice of moving forward by actively pursuing and investing in like-minded, authentic connections. Sometimes discovering a compatible match that truly clicks just takes time and patience. So, we've been talking about red flags in relationships, but what about green flags? Green flags are positive signs that indicate healthy connections where there's open and honest communication and respect of each other's boundaries with shared values and supportive behavior. If you're fortunate enough to find someone you're genuinely compatible with, congratulations. It is, however, crucial to remember that compatibility alone isn't enough. For a relationship to thrive, it requires nurturing and investing time together. To build meaningful connections, it's crucial that you prioritize the relationship by sharing new experiences with each other and having heart-to-heart conversations. Another important factor is the willingness to check in on each other frequently and be there through the ups and downs of life. Balanced relationships don't just happen. The quality and depth of a relationship requires effort. So think about this. Do you experience more red or green flags with your current connections? Something to think about. All right, that's all I've got today. You can read more about red flags at focusyourtime.com/red flags. I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.